It can be a difficult conversation to have, and in fact, many of us are avoiding it. A recent study finds that many parents haven't talked to their family about their estate planning.
Well, here to tell us why it's so important is Jim Heafner. He's the president of Heafner Financial. He's a certified financial planner and the best-selling author. Jim joins us each Wednesday to help us get financially fit. Hello, sir, and welcome to the show. Indeed.
Thank you.
Estate planning, Jim, it's never an easy topic. So how do you help your clients get that conversation started?
Well, great question. It's not easy, and for that reason, that's why so many people fail at this. You know, if you look at famous people like U.S. presidents, Abraham Lincoln, or successful business owners, Howard Hughes, celebrities, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, they leave behind bigger messes, in a sense, than the wealth they created. So it's not an easy topic, and what happens is it's not talked about. So that my recommendation is to talk about it. Let your financial planner or your tax attorney lead the conversation, because they'll know what topics to bring up, and they'll make sure that you find where you're wrong. Because we all have misconceptions about what it's going to be like and how our assets will transfer, and it rarely happens that way. So you want to make sure you find out where you're wrong, but also you want to have your kids involved. Here's why it's so important. Your children, I think, need to know why you're doing what you're doing, so that afterwards they don't live a life of resentment about it. And it gives them a chance to say, well, I have my concerns, and sometimes it's easy to fix those simple things. What's not important to you may be very important to them. And you can fix it while you're alive. When you're gone, you can't fix it.
So you're already talking about the mess that's left behind because of lack of planning. Nobody wants to talk about it. So what are the topics that we need to talk about? So if you distill it down, let's walk us through some of the topics.
Right, well, great, good point. Number one is, what do you own? What are your assets? You want to identify what those are. How can your family know when to stop looking throughout the house for assets when you're gone if they don't know what you own? Got to have the list, right? Then what are your goals? Who do you want to have those assets end up with?
Yes.
Who should they get the money, right? And then what are your risks? So income taxes, big risk. Estate taxes, big risk. Asset protection, creditor. So are you at risk to those things, and how much protection do you need there? So you want to make sure that you have those plans in place. You want to know, are the documents done that you need to have, the strategy in place to make those transitions happen as you wish, and then where are those documents? And finally, you've got to understand it. If you don't understand at least the simple mechanisms you're going to use to transfer the accounts, it probably isn't going to happen.
You know, there's a lot of things that really kind of convolute this whole process. So let's talk about health surrogates. You know, you talked about our beneficiaries a little bit. Power of attorney. Where does all that fit into this construction?
You know, so many of us think that the will is the most important document we can have, and probably it's the least important.
Really?
That's
Absolutely.
shocking to
You will
hear.
not even want to use it, most likely. And I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. But in my experience and my education, what you'll notice is that your most powerful document, most important one, is your power of attorney. That lets your power of attorney give someone permission to control and protect your assets when you can't. Right? But when you pass away, the most important thing you'll have is your beneficiary designations. So on your life insurance, on your annuities, on your IRAs, on your 401ks, you have a page that lets you list your beneficiary designations. That's a legal document. That transfers those assets. When you have bank accounts, go to your banker and have a POD, a pay on death clause, put on those accounts. That creates beneficiaries. For brokerage accounts, put a TOD, a transfer on death clause, on those. And those effect the transfer by the fact that you signed your name to that document. Your will's not necessary to transfer assets. In fact, you'll probably never use it. If you do use it, it means going through probate. And most people don't want to do that.
Well, quickly, what's the tax implication of what you just said, of leaving these monies or leaving these things behind? What's the tax implication?
All depends on your situation. The biggest tax threat is that we have IRAs and 401ks we pass on. We're passing on the wealth, but also the tax obligation, right?
Yes.
And the other is, of course, estate taxes. If you've got a lot of wealth, then you may be paying estate taxes when you're gone, right? But if you do pay estate taxes, if your state does pay estate taxes, you have not done your planning properly. There's no reason in the world why anyone should ever pay estate taxes.
Because you're exempt a little bit at a certain level, correct?
You got $5.5 million
Yes.
per person, right?
Yes.
But when you're above that, that's estate taxable.
That's estate taxes.
But if you can give money away to get your estate down, you can put it into certain trusts that take it out of your name. You can put into charitable trusts
Indeed.
that take it out of your name, but you still control the money, but it's just not going to get estate taxed.
Gotcha.
Well, there's so much to consider when it comes to our finances, of course, and that's why Jim is offering a free copy of his book, Retire Abundantly, to the first 5 qualified Charlotte Today viewers who call. The number is 704-552-1230. You must have a minimum of $500,000 in investable assets to qualify. Again, the number to call, 704-552-1230. You can also visit Jim's website. It's you'lljustknow.com, you'lljustknow.com. Jim Heafner, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right.